Hello and welcome to this new episode of Connecting. And today we are going to see how people connect through their moon. So the moon, as you can see on the illustration, is this part of the hand. And it stands for our emotions and our perception of reality. So a lot of the time, how we feel is going to be through the moon, and then after we're going to process whatever we see is going to be processed, and it's going to be expressed by the different fingers. So that's why we need our perception to be clear. And the best moon to have is the one on the illustration. It's a balanced moon. We want the moon to be about the same at the same level as Venus. So it gives the right perception of reality. This means like reality is a certain way, and what you express, what you see is going to reflect what reality is. So now let's look at our examples today. And the first one, you can see the first person is a woman, and the second one is the man, so it's her husband. And in her case, she has a very balanced moon. So when you see Venus and the moon, they're about the same. So this means she will have a good perception of reality. She's not going to be fearful. She's not going to find things that are not there. She's just going to see reality the way it is. But her husband, as you can see, has a very short moon. It's wide, so it means that he will be able to express, but it's short, meaning that there are a lot of fears there. So, for instance, he will be able to express himself, but what he really thinks, what he really feels inside, he is going to keep it to himself. So sometimes this gives a little bit of an inferiority complex. It makes the person panic easily too. And as I mentioned, it doesn't express his deepest emotions. Now, remember that because the next two examples, we are going to find people who have more or less the same type of moon. So let's look at the second example. So again, each time we're going to have the woman first and the man second. So in the second example, we have again the man having this short and wide moon. So a lot of expression, but an expression that is not deep because there's a lot of fear that are not expressed there. It just looks like everything is okay, everything is cool, but is not. And the woman, the length is relatively good, but you see how it's a little bit narrow. So because of the narrowness, she's not going to express as much, because like the width is going to be more the expression and the length is more the thinking. So she's not going to express as much, but her feelings are going to be closer to reality. So he will be the one expressing, but he won't necessarily express his feelings. And in her case, she won't be able to express as much, but her feelings are going to be actually deeper and more in touch with reality. And now we look at the third couple. So again, the woman is first and the second, the man is second. Again, we have the same type of moon for the man. So the short and wide moon, so a lot of expression, but it doesn't go really deep in the feelings because there are a lot of fears there. And in her case, she has this long moon. So you see how it is actually longer. Like if you look at Venus, the moon is longer, but it is narrow. So not too much expression there, but the feelings are deep and they're actually going overboard. So this is a person who is stuck in a lot of the hurt that she has had. So when she perceives things and the way she expresses her emotion is going to be based on her reality. And her reality is it's a bad world, because she has had lots of hurt. And that's why she's stuck a little bit in the past in all this hurt, because it is, the moon is long, and the fact that it is narrow, she's not going to express. So she can feel very deeply, she can feel a lot of negative emotion, but it's not going to come out as much. So on one side, you have her man who's going to express, but there is no depth. And in her case, there is a lot of depth, maybe too much depth, but there's not as much expression. So in this case, the other two couples are still together after more than 20 or 30 years, but this third couple, I guess the moon couldn't stand the relationship too long, and I'm sorry to say, but they're not together anymore. So moon is actually a very important, moon or Luna is a very important moon to consider in a relationship, because as I said, it's our perception of reality and the emotions we are going to feel based on the way we perceive this reality. And this concludes this episode on connecting via the moon.